map that is either sided, but from the way the ultimate orbs are placed, it is much easier for the attackers to farm up those ultimates. So having a useful ultimate on Ascent, especially starting attacking side, is probably what they want to go for going on to this first map. And for our other side, we also do have two duelists and a single sentinel, and it's that Cypher versus Killjoy that we see again on this map.
Yeah, I see. We have this discussion all the time, right, on Ascent, especially whether or not you want to bring out a Killjoy or a Cypher between the two different teams, right? And I don't know. I feel like I have a definitive answer, but every single time I say it out loud, Tala, it's just like I get proven wrong so horribly. It's like two different philosophies. Where do you fall on the Sentinel spectrum?
I fall on Sage.
Well, there's no Sage here.
Yes, but when it comes to these two trappers, the Cypher and the Killjoy, I think having the damaging utility of Killjoy can be really useful. Like she just has a lot more applications, especially in post plant situations and the lockdown being able to take sight. She's a lot more of the play with the team play style executes, while Cypher is just more of a lurker.
Yeah, Cypher promotes a lot more lurking. Luckily, though, looks like CHOBOME are going to be starting off on the defense, where that lurking can be a lot more viable, but on a pistol round, not really so much. Cairo, though, hiding behind Pizza, is going to wait for the pinch with Kai. Kai looking around, already spotted off. Cairo's in a perfect spot. That alarm bot not going to be spying where they will be immediately, but the pre-fire comes by from Campion, and they're ready to strike. It's a meltdown going through Marketplace, and the Pizza's on fire! There's only one left alive, and Joseph to fall. That's an early round for Project A.
Really quick round for them too. They really played for really well on this trades, and it seemed like no one on CHOBOME Esports really knew who to shoot at because they were all standing in the same place. And a flawless first round is going to do really well for their economy, but honestly, it seems like some of them don't even want to upgrade, just buying up into that full shield. Oh, we do see the Ares on Leak and two Bulldogs rather than the typical Spectre, so they're really comfortable and confident that they can take the Bulldog into that third round as well and maybe win another round that way instead of just having an SMG.
Cairo's playing a dangerous game right now, already losing that first round, trying to put themselves a little bit more aggressively on A main. The Reyna's right nearby too to help out. We saw what happened last time in Marketplace. Cairo and Kai, Batman and Robin style, are looking to do it again. The Green Riddler Platinum, though, hasn't pushed up just yet. This is really risky coming out from CHOBOME.
This is... I don't know if...
Lucky to get away with their life there.
Yeah.
Ponytail was almost cut off.
Jiggle peek.
Yeah.
They know that they're there though, so the info is there, but rotation's coming out as well. The recon drone is just going to try to initiate for them. They've definitely tagged out Kai, so they're ready to initiate into the site. Oh.
Oh no, it's the entire SEAL team coming on through now. Two left alive for CHOBOME. Separated away, Iceland gunfights. Joseph blocked behind the Nebula, needs to push through, but Platinum's on the other side, and that's going to be a great 4K.
Platinum really sharp in these first two pistol rounds. Pretty decisive execute too. I think we did see a shock dart kill come out somehow from DXN there. But now they are on their full buy against... Oh, Platinum actually does have the money to buy up to a Phantom and still have basically the same economy as CHOBOME Esports here. So that is basically going to be their hero buy for the round. Since they do have the rifles and the Bulldogs, I don't think the Bulldogs saw much use last round. It was just all Platinum running onto site with those flashes and just killing every single person.
Revealing area.
That recon bolt is going to try to spot someone out, but doesn't quite find anyone. Finds gunshots though. It's going to be destroyed. Campion's still waiting for the anti-jiggle peek again from A main, but it seems like this time CHOBOME may have learned their lesson. Look at how far back Kai is now on side of Heaven, and inside of Garden though, it's going to be a different story. Jet's going to be resting there with the Astra on the other side. Strategy for Project A hasn't changed.
Yeah, it seems like CHOBOME Esports wants to play safer, especially now that they do have the full rifles, but the ultimate that Platinum already has available is coming out onto the site now. It's going to spot out Kai, gets destroyed before he can be nearsighted, but Campion still takes him down, and the trades come out for a 1-for-1. Zambi, however, able to find 2 now with that upgraded rifle. Zambi, a 3?
Zambi's just able to melt everybody down. Campion's inside of hell, though. 2 up above. This is the first time we've seen the defenders in a good spot. They drop down all at once in unison. Beautifully able to take another round. I gotta say, Project A were looking really solid those first 2 rounds, Tala, but CHOBOME, they were able to make a retake on A really effectively.
They did have the gun by that round, though, so they did have that economic advantage there, and it seems like losing those lives in the last round is going to put a bit of a damper on that, but overall, they were better equipped to stop that execute instead of just allowing them to push onto site, since they have so much utility and in the form of those flashes and also just information. And even with the investment of that ultimate, the Seekers in the last round, they still weren't able to get it. So that's a bit of an unfortunate early ultimate to let go of.
DXN's Shock Dart onto Killjoy doesn't do a lot of damage, though. Joseph removing their position. May want to try to play off that tripwire, but no one's going to be going towards B main anymore. In fact, this is a default.
They are definitely playing more carefully, but look at how open the market is. They are just allowed to walk right up pizza. They do close that market door, so they're going to be alerted if someone is there, but the possibility of someone walking into defender spawn and stopping that rotation if they decide to execute on a single site is still there. But Kai shuts down the lurker on Fletcher, and they are out of smokes for this round.
Certainly unexpected, but a welcome kill. Leak heavily damaged already on catwalk by themselves. May need to try to retrieve the spike, but the issue is with the default, it's going to allow the defenders to push up and get them the spike themselves. That's going to be 1, make that 2 for Campion to even out the odds a tiny bit more, but those 2 initial duelists are the last ones alive. Platinum looking for a good way to get around. Leak now with the heal. Kai still waiting for someone to peek on through. There's only 20 seconds left, and the spike is well in the possession of of CHOBOME. But look at this, 1-for-1. A trade goes through, and Leak, after being healed, goes for the double kill.
Great peek from Leak there, playing together after knowing that you're at a disadvantage, don't have spike. It's interesting that they didn't decide to go and... It's just interesting that they didn't check that at all, because they knew that someone was in market and didn't expect the flank from Campion. So that really helped out Project A in that situation. And now Project A is just in a very good spot, especially with the ultimate available to Campion, so they don't really have to invest in an actual gun. Yep, there's the Blade Storm.
Oh, I always get so worried when we see an A attack with a jet coming out. You can just go up above all over Bowhouse. You have B completely in your control. The doggy's gonna spot up Joseph too, and definitely the most hidden one, but a jumping shotgun with the knives comes by, and Joseph falls. Kai on the other side, but with only a classic, there's not too much besides DXN with a shotty in a barrel to do something. But a one-man hand cannon can only do so much. 2 left alive now for CHOBOME, Tala. Zambi's by themselves in an isolated fight. They do have 1 health out, but Cairo is soon to fall, and a double, make that a triple for Platinum's going to even it up again.
The post-plant positioning for Project A has been very pristine since these first few rounds, every time they get the spike down, and Campion being able to get those first entry frags and peek off the information that Sky got with that Trailblazer at the very beginning, and just great initiation all around. And now we do see the operator out on Cairo now, though, which is going to be interesting, since if we look at where Cairo is playing, it is that aggressive B-man position.
It's risky.
Instead of that, instead of like the safer mid that might be more favored, but he's not going to actually meet anyone since they're more on that A mid split.
Cairo also doesn't have full shield either. It's a risky position, but maybe they're lucky to keep away their lives in Project A to focus more towards A.
Definitely very quiet at beginning, Project A has just needed a lot of time to get set up here, and there's a setup, and as well as the two ultimates coming out, and Zambi going down immediately. Campion just shooting right on through that Hunter's Fury, and now onto the site. The counter is the Empress coming out on Kai, just trying to even out those odds, but Joseph with the 2K is going to be able to stop this plan. Platinum trades one right back, 3v2 situation now for CHOBOME Esports. Kai, another one for himself, and now it's all left up to Platinum.
Yeah, Platinum's the last one alive now. There's already one ult activated, but so much dedication's already gone through for Project A. 3 left alive now. 30 seconds, no spike in their possession either. We've seen a 4K come out before. It's not impossible. But hiding up above, waiting for those peaks to come through from the top of heaven. Shock darts won't connect. Info to be gained from Heaven's side, though, as Platinum makes the escape. Kai, though, inside a garden could go for the pinch, but it doesn't matter when DXN, pushes up.
Well played from CHOBOME. They used a lot of ultimates to try to get on that site, but Joseph was just really held it down from Heaven, and the multi-kills coming through, as well as stopping the plant, because if they were able to get that plant down, then it would have been a much more precarious situation for Project A, even if it was just only one player left alive, because Platinum has been a multi-killer in the past rounds, as well as top frag for their team as we see it currently. So it probably would have been a lot easier to just defend Spike instead of having to go and plant it as well.
We see that risky opposition again. Doesn't quite work fruitfully once more. Project A, they've taken a lot of mid control, but it's almost a half default. A lot of mid control, a lot towards A, but nothing at all towards Kairo's positioning. Kai, though, risky position themselves. A little bit of a push up from Campion. Might try to go for the contest. A 2v1 towards mid. It's not going to amount to much just yet. No aggressive peeking coming out. Garden might be a different story. The early fire comes out from Zambi, but they're distracted. It's going to be Teddy, though, to find the opening pick. And Campion, though, with only just the Sheriff, gets taken down. So good for Teddy, though. Able to even out the odds, make it in favor of Project A once more. Kai has a different story, though. Takes another body down from Heaven's side. But look at this. Leak on the other side. Misses out from Cairo with the op, and now it's been known. 2 left alive, though, for the attack, Tala. We're going to try to make the escape, but Fletcher stays on site. Just with the Sheriff again. Here's a weapon reload up above. Might be able to take Kai out and take the weapon for themselves. But this is not a great position for them to be in, especially without Platinum to help out.
Yeah, this is really awkward, but the Cosmic Divide is really going to delay that push since they have no idea where anyone is. But Platinum going down in main.
2!
Oh!
Almost 2.
Almost 2. But the drop down, able to get one of those duelists. Fortunately, Cairo with the Blade Storm shuts that down, and they're bringing the scoreline very close, very competitive. And also investing the Cosmic Divide. It seems every round where Project A puts an ultimate into, they seem to come out losing it.
That's a really good point. And we did see CHOBOME have a lot of ult dedication that last round as well, but you're completely right. I think both teams have been using their ults very, very... What's the word? They've been using a lot of ultimates, right? They're not holding on to them like we see a lot of other teams do so. And it's not really been working out too well in their favor, I would say, except for maybe Cairo's Blade Storm.
I think both the Blade Storms have been invested pretty well for both sides, but it seems like when Project A tries to take it with the Trailblazer, or not the Trailblazer, sorry, the Seekers or the Hunter's Fury, they just haven't come out on top.
Oh no. Cairo with the op, forced to get away. Kai is going to be spotted out by the drone, but look at that. The response was supposed to be Cairo to take them down, but Campion was there for the strike. There is still one more behind, though. Through the nebula, Kai, unable to find too much work, does pick up the op and goes for the escape. Almost leaving the other Sova for dead, but they're all both able to get away with their lives, but the damage has already been done. Heal, though, comes out on the attacking side. And about the first quarter of the round has already gone by, Tala, and not much ground has been gained by Project A.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Fletcher was on the other side of the map with the spike. I think they were trying to draw out some rotations, but even then, look at all the utility on the A site. Here's the lockdown, though, just to try to clear it out, but Kai does know how to use that operator that he picked up, and Campion falls. So even with the lockdown, they are out of engaged utility. Oh,
Teddy!
Oh, what a nano swarm.
Beautiful work, Teddy. Killjoys in B site. Name a better combo. Triple kill for Teddy comes out in Zambi. I mean, they had so much control of the site, but Teddy pulled up and clutched up when they needed to the most. That was a fantastic round. Otherwise, I think without Teddy, that probably would have been CHOBOME's favor.
Yeah, I mean, Teddy was the one who was able to force them off the site, and the Nano Swarm for that defender spawn was what really did it in for Kai with the operator. Otherwise, that operator, even through the smoke, it can be pretty deadly. It just completely cleared them out, so they weren't even allowed to spray through that smoke, or unless they wanted to get taken down by either the Nano Swarm damage or just the sprays from the attacking team as they made their way onto site. Very well played, and also putting CHOBOME on a bit of their back foot as they are on the Sheriff by now.
That's absolutely right, Tala. Look at the default coming out from Project A. Better weaponry, though. A Frenzy for Zambi. Might try to push up here. Nebula, though, is able to spot out one, and Platinum's the fall, but after the Seekers come on by, and nearly two for Zambi, but the trade still goes by 1-1. Up in heaven, though. No luck. The Angels fall. Campion able to take full control of the site. Kai, though, has to retread ground. Finds the headshot on the Campion. But that was really well placed. Problem is, though, as good as that was, oh, never mind. I was going to say it wasn't looking good for the defense, but they might be able to take it back now. Fletcher down inside of hell. You have to worry about Kai. A one-man wonder with that Sheriff's able to find two so far, but look at Teddy, all the way placed back towards A. Turret could spot out one from heaven. Kai hasn't pushed out just yet. Headshot, though, in return. Not good for three, excuse me. DXN now, last one alive. Shock Dart comes down. Teddy not going to be struck down by it. It's not looking good. It's a battle of the turrets and a classic reign supreme.
I mean, having that extra turret buddy next to you really is going to help out in that situation. Everyone runs out of bullets, and all you got to do is take out the pistol and hope that you have more than the other person. But that lineup, that headshot, as well as the wallbang kills, and Kai, this actually brings the Empress online, and it didn't seem like he wanted to invest it here because unless he could swing to get that rifle that Campion had dropped from that kill, then it would have been not too fruitful to use the Empress and that, like, with the Sheriff.
But now we could see the Empress.
Get out of my way!
Yeah, we could see the Empress in this round, but Campion has the Blade Storm to counter here, but also the Neural Theft is available for CHOBOME Esports, so it's really hard to tell. The Cairo did buy back into the operator, but we do see Cairo on the A site, and right now Project A has run all the way up mid without much resistance at all.
Yeah, this is really aggressive, and the Cypher can only do so much as a Sentinel onto this site. Kai, though, hiding behind the Cyber Cage, waiting for someone to strike on by, but no! Joseph the fall instead. The Sentinel now gone. It's a good trade from Kai, but look at this. Escape just in time. I think the entire Jet Storm is gone now. Two left alive for Project A. The rush didn't quite work out the way they had hoped. Cairo, though, waiting inside Garden for a potential rotate to the back of the site. It's not going to quite happen. Teddy's still inside Marketplace. And they're stuck. CHOBOME, their positions are set. They have everything they need to covered unless we see Teddy go for a rotate towards Catwalk. Cairo, seemingly with this rotate of their own, has that covered. Early peek from Teddy, though, is going to be a little too late, though. Fletcher, last one alive, may just have to save their life here in their Phantom.
30 seconds left.
Teddy peaked just at the right time to reset the Empress cooldown. But, Fletcher takes down the Empress, but DXN trades them right on out for the 4-6 scoreline.
I mean, look at this dismiss again, right, Tala? Kill on the Platinum. Realizes, okay, maybe I'm not going to go for it. Gets out of there almost framed perfectly.
Just the right click betrayal. It wasn't even a betrayal. It would have hit, but Kai had that peek, had the info, and a perfectly timed dismiss. That was so good. And Teddy, it was honestly an unfortunate peek on their part because as soon as they peeked, Kai's Empress was about to run out, but they completely reset it.
Kai, after that round, needs a lottery ticket.
Yeah, definitely.
And this aggression from Project A, we've only seen it for, I would say, a few rounds all the way through, and each time it hasn't really worked out. But when there's a lot of initiator utility, like we see the lockdown, not quite initiator, but the drone as well, coming by, it puts CHOBOME in a weird spot. So we are going to see Campion and company push up with the Astral Divide. It's going to help out quite a bit, but none of the defenders get onto the lockdown. Though we do see the sounds nullified. Plant goes underway, Tala. It's going to be a hard response for the defenders, but Kai is able to find the opening pick. Joseph's blind. He may have to go down to the murky depths into the crocodiles by himself.
I mean, there are a lot of attackers in hell right now, and they're just spamming shots down there. Joseph is able to find one, however, do they know that Platinum is in this position? Well, they know now. but it seems like they weren't watching Garden. And Leak with that Ares is making work and is able to get another kill even. But Cairo with the classic cleans up that round for the defenders and puts another one on the board, just closer to a tied score for the Switch.
CHOBOME's retakes have looked so confident every single time they've been put in that position too. And a lot of the time, their positions haven't really been that safe either, right? Because most of the time we've either seen them do that on, Shiko rounds, or we've seen them do that on such aggressive buys that if it doesn't work out, they'd be flat broke for the next few rounds.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good that their retakes, they get in such good positions and are able to distract the attackers. It seems like they all get pretty focused on one person who might be retaking from Heaven, and we saw Kai swing from Garden and clean up a few attackers that way, and it was just a really nice peek there, but clean retakes all around.
Very, very clean. A lot of mid-control again. Kai and Cairo, name a better duo. Still waiting for those aggressive peaks to come by, but the guiding light comes through, and Cairo almost taking the brunt of the damage, but DXN instead finds a double kill with the Hunter's Fury, and in return, the Battle of the Sorcerers coming by. Leak not so lucky, can't even find a kill. Does find a little bit of damage though. Campion attempting to push up here. Contest Kai, doesn't quite work out in the favor of the attackers here, but Fletcher still waiting towards B main for anyone to play aggressive on the defense again. A 2v5 though. His headshot connects, but doesn't quite connect fully to Cairo's death. It's only one left alive, Tala. It's down to just Fletcher. They're at 92 HP, but with Spike. They could try to run away, but through the smoke somehow, Cairo was able to find the shot, but it doesn't confirm. Oh, this is not good.
Yeah, just needs a swing. DXN, there he is with the 3K. I mean, look at that Hunter's Fury. We remember that we saw in mid. I'm not sure if there's a replay of that there, but he was pretty distracted with the two players, which was Kai and Cairo, who were both in market, and it was the first time they actually really contested that position instead of just allowing them to run up, take sight, and go for the retakes. But the Hunter's Fury just straight on through. We saw that thing happened in the first round where all of the attackers were basically all in pizza. And he was just able to clean up that area, take control of that map with the Hunter's Fury, and it was pretty clean. But 6-6 now. Switch, it's basically just a reset game.
Yeah, it's almost like the first half never happened. I do think you're right, though. One big point of contention to think about going into these next few rounds, or even the entirety of the second half, is that I feel like Project A, they did bring out a lot of ults, but it was CHOBOME who pretty much used all of their ults every time they used it perfectly. They had a lot of success with it, and hey, Joseph's in a microwave. The other duelist, Sentinel to fall. Fletcher inside of Wine, maybe able to connect and find a trade. He's able to do so. Teddy already having a really good showing to the second half to start the pistol, but Platinum from behind, attempting to go through. And this was such a good pistol round for Project A.
That gravity well, as well as the Killjoy nade, this might be what they were playing for, because we do see that had they single duelist, and while both sides are on the half that make them more comfortable, which I think for CHOBOME is their attacking half with the double duelist, and for Project A is the defending side, they have that cheese comp. They have the Astra and the Killjoy, and a gravity well plus a nanoswarm means certain death, no matter how much you have, no matter how much health you have. I'm sorry.
And especially in Garden 2, it's such a congested area that once you're in, you can't get out. It's a Venus flytrap, but not quite the same. Campion's able to get away from what could have been certain death as well, but goes back into the depths and finds at least one, make that two, maybe make it three, but no, not good enough for the triple cherry. Instead, DXN, last one alive, attempts to find Platinum, but they do go back in and find a third.
The pistol rounds always seem really clean and really confident for Project A. They just have a lot of aggression and confidence going into those pistols. And then as soon as they get on the rifles, it becomes a little bit messier. It just seems that when using the different guns, the different gunpowder makes just a huge difference for themselves. And now they have that bonus, Campion dying, so back on the Ghost now on this defensive side against the full buys, but this is really going to ruin CHOBOME if they lose this round, but it seems unlikely since they are playing much more carefully than they did in the first two rounds.
Yeah, being careful It's going to be the name of the game, especially if Project A want to be as aggressive on the defense as we saw CHOBOME for quite a while. Spike, though, is going to be down again. Teddy, full control of B. With the Sova trick, too, with the light machine gun, can be absolutely deadly as well. But CHOBOME, they're taking their time with this. They don't want to fall into the penetrable walls where Lee could take them down. In fact, they go away. They don't want to deal with KJ or Sova at all.
Yeah, the KJ and the Sova setup on the B site can be pretty deadly, but there's not a lot of Killjoy utility on the B site at all. It's just an alarm bot up mid so they can rule out one place where they have to defend and give some more manpower to each of these sites. And we see them pushing out of B main now, so that's actually an info play, and it might be give them the okay to rotate over to that other site, but CHOBOME has full control of mid now and are just setting up for this A split really carefully.
30 seconds
Garden
left.
could be hotly contested. That's one body to show up Platinum with the running Ferrari peak. Make that maybe two. Are we going to see another triple Spectre again? Possibly so, but Campion good for one as well. Two left alive for the attack. Kai pushing in solo, having one inside Garden to help out. They're able to take control of A side, but at the cost of what? Well, 13 seconds left. Door soon to break. Campion looking to push up as well. Leak still with the Ares, looking to find some penetrable walls. Kai tying up the odds a little bit more, but Leak able to find one. Kai now in hell, last left alive. Tries to find the headshot on the Teddy, but unable to do so. No matter what would have happened there, Tala, that would have been instant death.
I think Leak has found he's found his rhythm, I should say, or his gun, getting the hands on the light machine gun on the defense. And an Ares is a lot less expensive than an Odin. He's picked up that Vandal, but I'm not sure if this is going to be one of those times where you drop the actual rifle to another person, pick up the Ares again, and go crazy on these walls. But it seems like that isn't the case this time, and they are picking up an operator in this fourth round in the half. On Campion, that jet operator always a staple of this map.
Now here's an interesting question, right? If you're someone like Leak, do you think it's worth bringing out an Odin instead of an Ares? You get a faster rate of fire. You'll also have a single shot if you're Campion as well. But the surprise factor alone about being able to shoot through walls is so important that I'm wondering if the price difference is even worth it. But we might have to wait and see how that turns out into the next round. Leak again on a tear, doesn't need an Ares. He's able to find a utility kill and a Vandal kill along with that. But pushing forwards, Campion still looking for the back lines, gets taken down by the imposter Shock Dart instead. There's only two left alive now for the attack. They've been mowed down inside B main. The skeleton crew from behind coming in for the gigantic flank. Going to meet the rest of the attacking forces from behind. Good for one, but Cairo soon to fall after the trade. Ares, though, still a hot topic.
I think the Ares actually might have helped them a lot in that round, but Leak still able to find those kills with the Shock Dart as well as Vandal. Leak with 8,000 credits. I kind of want to see if he's going to buy this Odin here. No, it seems like the Vandal instead. And Campion has picked up that operator once again, was able to get a kill. Just unfortunate trade with the Shock Dart. It's just the utility in this game can really take you by surprise, hence the Shock Dart.
you. We've seen so many utility kills in this best of one alone compared to most other matches in recent memory. Oh, Campion. This could be a field day, or this could go horribly wrong. Kai already used one Leer. They only have one flash left in their disposal. They're trapped away. Enemy jet was able to go forwards onto our garden stairs. Platinum's going to go through, find the info for Campion. They know one's on the immediate right. They probably assume one's on the left as well. Zambi towards the back, however. And Tala, it's a standstill.
It's interesting how they have this Astra lurking outside of A main with the spike, just sort of waiting for someone to push out, but neither team is getting too aggressive. Both these teams are admittedly very aggressive, as you can see by that peek from Campion, but they don't seem to be too risky. They don't take these risky peeks on their defensive rounds.
There was a lot of caution with Cairo's jiggle peek there, but unfortunately it didn't quite end the way they had hoped. Kai still waiting towards the back. Almost found the rotate on the Campion, but that's also perfect angle for the jet operator to find somebody, but Kai, perfect timing, has just been a warrior with it. Those Seekers are stuck. inside Marketplace.
Yeah.
I suppose intel was gained because one was on the other side of the door, but that was 3 different Seekers for 3 different players, and we just don't see that. But Joseph, though, is going to use this opportunity to push on forwards. The recon dart to find some, but everyone pushing through lanes with 5 seconds left. They're all going to fall on the defensive side, and that's full control for the attackers. It's going to leave 2 left, though, and I don't see any utility, but the spike doesn't go down in time.
That kill onto the whoever was carrying the spike was incredibly clutch for Project A, and that makes them 5 rounds in a row on their defending side. So it seems like they really struck the moment where they're finding their swing, they're finding their rhythm, and they're doing really well for themselves. And CHOBOME Esports doesn't have any answer to that just yet. They do have 3 ultimates though, so if they use them well enough to execute and defend for post-plant, possibly, because they do have a Sova, Shock Darts, and the Hunter's Fury, so that might be their only move. But the problem right now for them is actually getting onto a site and planting the spike.
Curious to see what the response of this Odin play will be on the defense this coming round. Aggressive push coming through from B main. No one to be seen in mid either. That's gonna mean it's a lot more difficult for people on side of A, and Teddy's able to find one, but the only defender at the time to go down. Fletcher good for a triple kill from behind, comes in clutch and wine. Holy moly. It's gonna leave Cairo with the ult by themselves, and the shotgun misses again. The shotgun
Top
knives,
10
that is.
right-click betrayals.
Oh no, we've seen so many of those missed right clicks today. In this match alone.
I mean, all of these rounds we see from Project A, rarely the timer ever runs out. It's always very snappy. They go for these kills instead of anything else. I mean, we've seen a few defuses from CHOBOME on their defensive side, but usually the timer never runs until the end. Most of them on this timeline have been elimination rounds. It's just about who can get more kills, and I'm thinking maybe it's time for them to play a bit more objective focus than kill focus, because at this point, CHOBOME, it doesn't look like they're winning too many of their gunfights. What?
Oh. Yeah, when you have a double duelist and you're not winning their gunfights, certainly not a great position to be in at all. And Cairo, speaking of that, was hiding behind tiles, and the tiles go away. They get shot a little bit, but then the strafes don't work. Teddy finds another to leave it down to DXN, but not for much longer. That's gonna be a best of